And I'm Hannah. Welcome to the final 2021 DIY episode of InRoads.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We've got Aimee Thompson. Aimee is not only a friendly and knowledgeable mortgage loan officer here at InRoads, but she's also a genius with flowers.
And tonight, Aimee is going to help us make a fabulous holiday centerpiece, and we're super excited for it. So let's get started, Aimee.
Well, good evening. Thank you, Hannah and Annette. I sure appreciate that. I'm super excited to be here at the last episode of the DIY. So again, like I've done before, I am going to do a floral arrangement. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go over a few of the items that you might want to collect when we do this project. So I have right here an oasis, and it's in the shape of a cone. So you can get these on Amazon. Sometimes you can get them at Michael's. I got it at the floral market in Portland. So if you just have a regular square piece of oasis, you can shave it down to the cone shape. So whatever's easiest for you. Now the bottom can be a bowl. It could be like a round bowl, a square bowl, as long as it holds water, because this is going to be wet. You want to soak this, whatever you use, I would say probably for about 3 or 4 hours. And then you want it's going to be like water resistant, so because it will have water pouring in here. So the next thing that you're going to want to do, and this is anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, you can use any kind of greens. You can do ferns, cedar. I have a little bit of Doug fir. Noble is great. Grand fir is great. So anything that you find in the woods would be perfect. Sometimes I've used little ferns and things like that. Just depends. As far as flowers, you can choose to put flowers in there or not. I like to put flowers because I think it gives a little bit of a fresh element, and it looks nice, against the backdrop of the green. So these are like little mums, and I got these at Safeway. And you want to get the smaller ones. You don't want to get the big clunky ones because you don't want it to overpower the piece. So I have the mums, and I also have little baby green carnations. I found the green carnations at Safeway, but you can get white, red, it doesn't matter, whatever color you want to use. But if it is going to be for Christmas, you probably want to do Christmassy type colors. Here is a bow that I've chosen to use. You can do any color that you want. I wanted to match the red bottom, but again, it doesn't matter, whatever you like. I got these little bulbs, and these are little mini bulbs. I got these at Walmart a couple years ago. You can buy them like in a little plastic package together. And then what I did was I put like little bulb hangers, and I just put it up like this, and I twisted it. And these are what I'm going to stick into the arrangement. And it'll make sense when I start doing it. This is also a part of the topper with the bow that I will show you. So you'll want to do a bow and 2 pieces like this, okay? I also have chosen to bring some lights. This is battery operated, indoor, outdoor, so if you get them wet, you don't want to get them wet, but if you do, it's fine. And so I will put these around after I get it complete.
And we just want to encourage people to ask questions of Aimee. Any questions you might have about this craft or other crafts to do with flowers. If you have any questions on the materials that she's brought with her today, or if you just want to say hi, we're monitoring the chat, so anything that you type in we'll be able to relay to her.
Okay, and so then the tools, I just have a pair of scissors and some clippers. Wire cutters.
We just got our first comment from Brian Pixley.
Hello, Brian.
He says, way to go, Aimee, and that he loves InRoads.
Good. Well, thank you. Okay, so I've chosen a square a square container, and what I like to do is I like to go the opposites. So if I put something on this side, I'm going to do the opposite side. And I just start building it up. That's the way you don't get it kind of lopsided. So I'll show you how that works. So I just start with a piece, and I'm going to do a little bit bigger than that. You want to strip the needles off because it takes up room. So I'm going to start here. here. And you see this is gonna start, I'm gonna do opposite sides. Okay, so I'm gonna start forming my tree.
It's gonna start smelling really good in here.
Yes, it will. Sure.
Very Christmassy.
And I'm just gonna start working my way around. I'm gonna make a big mess on these tables. I'm sorry, guys. It's gonna be a big old mess tonight.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, and then I just start building it out.
Now, did you pick these fresh today?
I
So
did.
that they'll stay nice and
I did.
good.
And now I'm gonna build out with the cedar. Okay? Gives a little bit of variation, and it doesn't have to be big pieces. But cedar's nice because it kind of gives this round feeling, not as stiff and as pointy as, the Doug fir or the noble especially. That's the nice thing about the Pacific Northwest. I can get any of this stuff. Now these items, like this here, you think that you can't use it, but absolutely you can use it. You just put it at a little bit of an angle here.
We do have a new question
Okay.
from Miss April Walls, one of our co-workers.
Yes.
She said she was late to the party getting here, but she has a question, and no, April, it's not a dumb question. She's wondering, is the cone already wet?
It is, and you're gonna want to take this cone and you're gonna soak it probably, probably 3 or 4 hours usually, and you can get that. It's like a treating thing that you can put in water. It's basically it's a sugar base, and it keeps everything a little bit fresher.
Will you need to re-wet it at any point?
Well, it's going to be hard with the cone to re-wet it because it's so thick at the bottom, and so it's hard for it to suck that water back up. Usually with regular oasis, if it's flat, you can do that. But I would tell you, you can always take a spray bottle and spray inside of it just to keep it moist. But again, this is the nice thing about this stuff, is because it doesn't really go bad. It can be out and it still looks fresh and beautiful. And as well as, just like these two, these items don't need an awful lot of moisture either, so.
Great.
Good question, April. Okay. Okay.
Now, Amy, we know that you are a very crafty lady, and you were telling me that you've done some craft shows this year also.
I have. I make gnomes, little sock gnomes. So, and I think next year I'm going to do some of these centerpieces and make a book of them and sell them, because I want to be able to do it early in the or later in the year, so they stay fresh for people's tabletops and stuff.
Very cool.
So once this is made, how long do you think it will stay fresh?
Oh, 3 weeks.
Okay.
Probably. And again, I can't guarantee what's going to happen with these, but if you keep spritzing it, it'll soak in that water. And so yeah, I would say 3 weeks probably.
Well, this would be a fun thing to do with a group of friends. Bring them over and everybody can put these together a few weeks before the holidays.
Mm-hmm. Like a little craft night.
I'll go as long as there's festive holiday beverages.
Well, it won't get many Christmas trees done if we do that.
Brian's asking, how do you keep it as fresh as possible?
Well, don't put it next to anything hot like a wood stove. I mean,
That's a good point.
I would, until you really need it or really want it, I would keep it outside in the garage where it's cooler. That would be my suggestion.
And then the spritzing, like you were talking about.
Yeah. And you see, I'm just starting to now just build it up, and you can use smaller pieces or, you can start to kind of get the feeling of what it's going to look like. Start to take shape.
I know we always have leftover branches after we get our tree.
Yep.
We normally take a couple of limbs off after we get it home. And
Yep.
so that would be a great way to use up those scraps and not have them go to waste.
Yeah. That, or if you're doing wreaths or anything like that, swags, all those things. Okay. And I'm just going to go over this way. Just keep building it up and building it out. I have to pay attention because I'll do on one side and not do the other side. Gotta pay attention what I'm doing.
We don't want to have a lopsided tree.
No. And these little ones here, I can kind of put the little ones in here and they kind of make it seem like it's thicker. And I keep these out to where they're kind of this way. However, after we get this done, if we decide, we want to trim it up, we can always trim it up with scissors to make it a little bit more uniform. So. And the nice thing is you can decorate with just about anything. And I was looking at these little, like little ribbons and things like that. You can just tie them on the branches. I think Walmart has these little, like miniature tree ornaments. You can
Oh,
put
they're
those
so
on there.
cute.
Yeah, put those on there.
We do little mini trees for our kids in their rooms. And last year they picked out their own sets of ornaments. So my daughter's, of course, is covered in sparkles and rainbows and unicorns.
And I don't know, which do you guys like better? Do you like the green mums or do you these better? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I think I like the carnations better.
Carnations are pretty cute.
Yeah.
For sure.
I kind of like a combo of the both because the carnations are a little bit lighter and then the mums are a very vibrant lime green.
And the nice thing about this too is that when you start filling it out, you can look and you can see where you got a few little holes and you can just stick a little thing like this in here where it's not too much but it just fills it up.
Giving it a little trim there.
I'm going to trim her up just a little bit. It's just a little different thing than the standard centerpiece for sure.
And do you tend to use a lot more fir than cedar, or do you try and do them pretty balanced?
I try to do a balance, but the thing about a cedar is this doesn't have an awful lot of oomph to it. It kind of has a lot of, but this is a little bit more, it'll keep it a little bit more full. That's why I like to use that. Kind of sets up the cedar.
April says that she loves both the flower choices.
And I'm going to use both those flower choices, and I'll just use a little bit of both. How about that?
Perfect.
Brian wants to know if you should alternate with the lighter and the darker branches.
I don't know. It just depends on what it feels good. I mean, if you like it, whatever looks good to you. I don't think there's really a right or wrong way to do it. But I think that it would be nice. It gives a little bit of variation if you do it that way.
Well, and like you were saying, alternating helps the, the fir?
Yeah.
Or the cedar to kind of be supported more too.
Right. And now we're going to start tightening it up a little bit and start getting them a little bit smaller.
It is smelling like Christmas in here, though.
Yeah.
That smells
I
good.
do love the smell.
I have to say I can't take all the credit because my poor husband, he goes out and he's the one that hunts and gets all these goodies. So. And you want to make sure too that you're only going to be putting about this much in at any one time, because if you get too deep in, then they'll start to bang into each other and you're going to have a hard time with it. So
don't want to compromise the structure.
Right. Okay.
You are quick, Aimee.
Thank you. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm thinking, man, I don't want to run out of anything for sure.
So how much do you think you brought supplies-wise? Like how much should we plan?
Oh, I mean, as far as money-wise?
Well, no, how many branches maybe, or was it just a pile? Like
Just a pile.
when we're just picking them out of, cutting them off of a bush or a tree, how much should we bring?
It just depends on how full you want your little tree, but I would say probably, you're going to want to get, a good amount. I mean, I would say, well, you saw how much was on here. So I would say at least that amount.
Like an armload of each one.
Yeah, because again, if you don't use it, well, it's, you can make a swag out of it, and usually a lot of times it's just extra stuff you have lying around. So. It does smell pretty good in here, doesn't it?
It does smell great. So we have somebody who wants to know how much money should they expect to spend for the project?
Well, I'm frugal, so I will tell you honestly, I would get, I've had this bottom piece, this, I want to say stand, it's not a stand, it's a bowl. It's actually, I got that at a floral marketplace, but you can use any kind of bowl, any kind of container, any kind of pot. So really that's pretty inexpensive. You can get that all day long at the dollar store. You can put it in a basket with a plastic liner inside if you have one of those. So these were probably about $6, well, probably $12 for all of that. These are free. The piece of Oasis you probably can get for $2 or $3. Now if you order online, I don't know, on Amazon, depending upon the size you want, but I would say probably about $4. These are whatever you want to use. So sometimes you have these stuff lying around. So use it, and if you don't use it, then you have it. But and then it's your ribbon. So I would say probably no more than, gosh, $20 maybe. And again, the only thing that you're not going to be using again will be this green stuff and this. But everything else you can pull right out and use again for the next year. Is what I do.
I love that.
So that's a nice idea. I just put it in a little bag, and then I just know, okay, well, this is this color tree. You could do it different colors. You could, do like a silver and a blue one, and just take it all off and put it in a bag. I'm a little frugal. I wouldn't say cheap. I'm frugal.
Yeah, I was thinking even if you want to do thrifting for it too, you can go to Top Notch or Goodwill or one of the other local thrift stores and find cute baskets and even some of the ornaments too, and even cheaper than $20.
That's where most florists find all of their things, because gosh, if you can get it on a deal, why not?
Right. Well, I mean, and so many people donate extra vases and baskets and stuff like that, so you can get some good stuff for not a lot of money.
That's why I've always tried to show projects that don't cost a ton of, especially at this time of year, right? I mean, who wants to spend all this money on a centerpiece?
Well, what a thoughtful gift that would be too.
Oh, you know what, right?
Yeah, something great to take the neighbors or some friends.
Is it starting to come together?
It's starting to come
From your
together.
side?
Absolutely. I'm surprised at how many supplies it takes. You're using a lot more than I thought, but you're building it all up, so I understand why.
Yeah.
Someone's asking if you could use fresh holly.
You can. Absolutely, you can use holly, and I have a holly tree, and I thought, well, maybe I should bring some here. I don't use holly for a couple reasons. One, because it hurts. It will poke you and scratch you, so I don't use that, and plus, it's dangerous and poisonous to animals. So like if you have a cat or something like that, and they eat the berries, ugh. So that's the only reason, but yes, on centerpieces, when I had my flower shop, people would ask for holly, I would put holly in the centerpieces.
Put on some gloves so that you can handle it.
Yep.
It is so pretty, but
It is pretty.
If you wanted the look of holly berries, you could probably find some of those
Plastic ones.
little picks
Yep.
with the berries on the ends and stick those.
Dollar
in.
Tree's got them.
Oh, do they? Cool.
See, I tell all my secrets. I should tell all my secrets now. You can get this stuff pretty inexpensively. I got these lights on Amazon. I think I got 6 of them for $8 or something like that, $9. So they were really inexpensive. In comparison, because normally those $4 or $5 a strand.
yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna put some more of this on there. Although you need to get this from the woods, which I do, because I looked at Safeway. You can buy a little teeny tiny bunch of it, and too much money when you can get it for free. But I do buy their flowers for sure. But we get little spiders because they don't. I have a little friend back here.
There's a little crawling across the table earlier.
Yeah.
I know.
He was our DIY with InRoads special guest,
That's it.
Mr. Spider.
Mr. Spider.
Yep.
We have another question that says, should you vary the length of the branches similar to a Christmas tree? And I think that's what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're you built them longer at the bottom,
Right.
and you're shortening them as you go up. But it's also kind of varied too, to give it, it's not super uniform. It's a little bit more.
And again, if you wanted it uniform, you could cut it right down. I don't know if I would want to do that, but you certainly could if you wanted to. Just depends. I mean, it's all personal taste. Yeah. And the nice thing is this is green, so if you have a little bit of a hole, it's not too overpowering. And again, we're going to start putting these in there, and that's going to make a big difference. So that's where you'll fill some of your holes in. But you want to be a nice full tree, so I do anyways.
Have you ever made ones with different colors of flowers?
Yes. Well, yes and no. Usually it's been whites or reds. Whites or reds usually. So. And I saw I saw some really neat little daisies that had glitter on them. And I thought that'd be kind of cool, but they were a little too big for this. But you know what? You could get a big one. You could do one. You could do a real big one. You can order these all different kinds of sizes off of Amazon if you wanted to.
And yours looks like it's maybe 12 inches or so.
Yep.
How big? Yep. Okay. It's looking great.
Thanks, Annette. I have to stand back and look at. Sorry, I have to look at it a little bit.
I'm feeling some crafting that's going to happen this weekend.
Yeah.
I've been doing that nonstop the last few weeks. I'm really done with it for a little bit, but
Does that mean you're all done with holiday gift shopping and everything?
oh yeah, I've been done with that since I'm almost afraid to tell you, but since October.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
She is
I know.
Impressive. I can't even get my kids to tell me what they want in October.
But I'll be honest with you, what happens though is I'm like, okay, I'm done, yes. And then they need this and this. So I end up spending more money at the end, but that's all right, what the heck. So, you know, like if you have a piece like this, you know, you can cut it like halfway, right? You just take the bottom leaf off, so you can do that. And then that's all you're going to stick in there, see?
And will you use that other piece that you cut off
I can.
as well?
Yeah, if I can find it, I threw it away in excitement.
It's a little
I don't
closer,
know
right
where it is.
there. Yep.
I'll find it, there it is. Yeah, absolutely. So you could use this twice. This piece, set it in there just like that. And if you notice, I'm kind of taking it at an angle a little bit as I'm going up.
So with about a 12-inch cone, then your piece is going to be taller than 12 inches because you'll
Yeah,
have
oh
more
yeah,
pieces
it'll
to
probably,
use.
because I'm going to use, oh, I cut that piece off. All right then, we're going to find another one, it's no big deal. If I can find, no, I have another one, just teasing. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up taking something like this, that's a little too big, and I'm going to put it as a top. So yeah, I'll show you here if I can find another piece. Now, let's see here. Maybe you can find one there for me. You can do that one. Thank you. Sorry I'm out of the camera, I apologize.
Just barely. And if you're just tuning in, please, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat below. Any questions on supplies or the process that she's going through, just let us know.
That's a nice thing, you can always change your mind. And so at this point, I start to do this, so I can kind of see, you know, I'm going to do this, take that down, maybe this down, and nobody's going to notice it. Okay. Remember Valentine's Day. It was relentless when I had my flower shop. It was just hours upon hours, you know, because you have to, all the roses, you have to take all the little thorns off. That was.
How long have you been making flower arrangements?
I would say probably, let's see, Carmen would have been 5, 6, so I'd say 15 years.
Wow.
I still, like I said, I still do weddings and funerals and things like that, but.
So what if somebody has questions tomorrow and they want to follow up with you? How can they reach out to you?
Well, they can reach out to me, you know, through online. I think through the InRoads, they can ask questions, and I'd be more than happy to answer anything you had, for sure. Or anymore, they just look me up on Facebook and private message me, so you know that. And then there's that. So.
Then there's that.
Which is fine. I had a lot of people, actually a couple people asked me, you know, I went home to do that doggy one that I did last time, and so they said they had some questions, and so I helped them. Okay, it's looking like it's coming together.
It is.
It's coming together.
Got some people sending hearts, meaning they love what you're doing.
Good. Thank you very much. The truth of the matter is I like doing what I'm doing, so that makes it easy. We're gonna have a big mess here when I'm done, you guys.
April says it's looking awesome.
Thank you. It's hard to kind of see it until it starts getting really built up, and you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, the topper helped a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give it a little 360 spin?
That.
So folks can see what it looks like. Yeah.
So here's what it's coming out to be. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
great.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it really is starting to smell. I can really smell it when I start getting the Doug firs.
Yeah.
And you know, you can always just pull that stuff out. If it doesn't feel right or doesn't look right, different angle, just pull it back out. But when you get the Oasis, make sure you don't get the dry foam, because that's different than the wet foam. Dry foam is like for the dry flowers and stuff, and that won't hold any water, so everything will die. So you want to get the wet foam Oasis. And sometimes you just go to a florist and ask them for some Oasis, and they'll give it to you. Well, they won't give it to you. They'll sell it to you.
And did you need something special? Is it just water that you put it in, or is there a special solution?
Yeah, you know, it's really kind of it's called Floral Life, and you can get it, well, when you buy flowers at Safeway. They will have those little packets, and you know, you want to put that in your warm water, and always do warm water because it absorbs better. So, and it's like I said, it's got like a sugary kind of component to it, and it keeps the flowers fresher longer. See, I'm starting to get down to slim pickings here, see? The florist never throws anything away. Need some more? Yeah, that'd be great. Just a little bit, thank you. And then I start, when it gets to that point, I like to do just one side and one side, and then I'm going to turn it just so I can see how it's going to go. Now I don't know, you think it's too tall?
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
maybe we should build it up first and then decide later.
Yeah, all right, we'll do that.
I have a question.
Okay.
Have you ever, after you've built one, have you ever flocked one? With like the
You know, I
spray
haven't,
flocking?
but you know what I think you could do instead of that, because flocking is kind of a mess? Chalk paint. People will take chalk paint and they will brush it on and then they will kind of put a little bit of glitter around it. So I would do chalk paint.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
a
With like a sponge
great
brush.
option. Oh, that got thumbs up and hard. People like that
That's a
idea.
cool idea.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Because that flocking is a mess and it gets all goopy and
It does.
it can get.
I love the look of it though. I love a
Oh,
pretty,
yeah.
like, snowy looking tree.
Well, I love the idea of glitter because I do like glitter on my trees. I like glitter everywhere. So the chalk paint and glitter sounds like a great idea too.
Well, at least that way the wet paint would like hold the glitter in too. It's not like it's gonna go everywhere.
And I think you have a little bit more control with the chalk paint. But you do that with wreaths or any kind of swag. Okay. So. Now when you get up to the top here, this is where you don't want to start pulling anything out because you don't have an awful lot that you're working with. So you start pulling it out and then it's going to mess up the integrity of the oasis. And sometimes you just have to cut the oasis down a little bit further, but That's why I always just be really careful when I'm doing up to the top, see? Like that.
We got another nice comment from Jules that says, love this. We are loving it too. I'm super excited to do it this weekend.
Are you gonna do one this weekend?
I think so. We have a couple of events that we're gonna go to, for the holidays, and I think it would be a nice little, nifty gifty to bring.
Well, gosh, it's not like a regular tree that's in a pot that people have to figure out what to do with it. It's something that they can just throw away and then keep all the little bulbs and things like that and use it again. So.
Oh, Kim Preston just joined us. And
Hello,
she says,
Kim P.
hi, Amy.
Hello, Kim P.
I love your Kim P voice.
Okay. Now, if you've noticed that I'm doing more of the Doug fir because I want to get this more full. I don't want a lot of.
Will you add cedar near the top, or will you leave it
I can.
pretty much Doug fir?
I don't know. Depends. I'll
Okay.
see, but I'll see. That's the thing with me. There's really is no. I try it, and if it doesn't work out, then I don't do it again. But we're gonna try it. Let's do it right now. Let's see what happens. Let's live on the edge, Annette.
Okay.
Let's live on the edge.
This wild Wednesday night. That we're
Cedar is living on the edge. Yes.
Kim P says, boy, I bet it smells festive in there. Yummy.
It does.
It is. It's smelling delicious.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a fake tree now because our children are grown and they no longer want to go to the Christmas tree farm and cut things down with us. So I miss the smell, right? It smells good. It smells
not
like
easily
fresh cut Christmas tree.
replicated either.
It isn't.
Yeah, that spray. It's
Not the same.
Then they have those little things, little sticks you can hang in there. It's not the same.
No.
Now, you know what? I love this because you can't see it, but when you do them fresh, you pull it fresh, you can see these little cones on the end. Those are super cute. Love to use those. And that's the thing is that if you have like one of those little trees you buy in the store in a pot, you're not going to have these little baby cones and things like that in it because it's not a mature tree. So that's why it's kind of neat. I digress. Get all excited about pine cones.
Little baby pine cones.
I get excited. You're getting old and you get excited about pine cones, right? It's fine. It's fine.
Kim P let us know that they did a fake tree this year too, mostly so the baby didn't eat the needles since
Good
they
call.
are baby.
Yeah.
But she misses the fresh tree smell, but she doesn't miss watering it.
You're correct. And I also don't miss the spiders
Yes.
that would always come on the fresh trees.
Yes.
That's the other thing I don't miss.
As the youngest kid, I was always the waterer, so I was the one that had to crawl under the tree,
Yep.
like with the
Pitcher.
bucket or whatever it was that we were using. We also grew up with a wood stove, so we had very dry heat, and our trees would just dry up
real
real
quickly.
fast.
Yeah.
Okay, it's starting to come together. I
It
think.
is.
It's starting to feel like a tree.
It is.
Okay.
April said that she did the same. I assume that means with the fake tree, and she also misses the smell. We did a fake tree again this year too, but one thing I like also about it is that you can put it up early and have it through the whole season.
I normally have a fake tree, and because I would put like a few up in the house and feather boas, and it's just crazy. And everything was themed, and then she's like, yeah, forget about it. Well, I threw my tree away because it was getting, kind of. When I got rid of both of my trees, good luck trying to find a decent tree this year. And so we ended up having to go cut one. So we have a fresh tree just because we needed a tree. But I do like it. We haven't put it up yet. Can you believe that?
Oh, goodness.
I know.
Do you know
No.
that Christmas is 10 days from today?
I know. I think we're going to put it up on Saturday.
Okay.
I think. That's the plan anyway. So.
How is it that it's only 10 days away? That's just crazy.
I know.
Okay.
Kim P wants to know,
Yes.
are you themed tree people people or sentimental mismatched ornament people?
Yeah, no.
I'm the sentimental. We use the same ornaments every year. I have ones from when I was a baby, ones from my kids. I know, Annette, I know you're different.
I do that. I used to do that. Now everything's got to be, like I did like a patriotic tree last year.
I remember that one.
Yeah, right? It was on my Facebook. Yeah, I do. You do.
I love themed
Yeah, did you do a gnome tree? You did a gnome tree.
I did a gnome tree a few years ago. This year is Disney because we just got back from Disney, so I had to do a Disney themed tree, plus I just love Disney. And I've already started collecting ornaments for next year. I'm going to do beach theme next year.
Oh, yeah. That's a
So
great idea.
non-traditional because I'm a beach girl.
And I gotta tell you, I make most of my own ornaments because I'm too frugal, right? I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna spend $7 for an ornament. Are you kidding me? I have to have 50 of them. So I end up making my own.
I like to make ornaments as well, just because we like to be crafty. My husband says I'm sentimental, my wife is not. So to be fair, we have 2 trees in our house. One tree, which is my theme tree, and then we have a second tree that is all ornaments from our travels together.
Oh,
So
that's neat.
it's a little bit of both. We get a, I don't want to call it a his and hers because they're both
It's a
ours,
compromise.
but it is a compromise. And then I get 2 Christmas trees, which I won't complain about either.
Okay,
It is looking good.
Oh.
so that's it, right? So I think, I'm looking at it here, I think I need a little something right in this department here.
Down there near the bottom.
Yeah. See, I can't show you guys. Gosh, whole bunch of yield. Okay. I think maybe that. What do you think? This little guy is kind of doing a little.
He's doing a little whoopsie to one
wonder if I
side.
should just
I
cut-
think he might need a little bit of a trim.
That's good.
I like the little cedar, like little pieces hanging out.
I do too.
I like that. I think it looks real festive. Okay, so we can do a couple things. We can do the green flowers first, or we can do the bulbs first. Doesn't matter. I'll just make an executive decision.
You are the boss tonight. You can do that.
I like that. Just tease it. Okay. So I'm going to stagger these. Okay.
I do like the way the color of those.
It pops
sort of,
okay.
it does, but not too much, right? It doesn't detract from it. It's
So
really
when you
beautiful.
have something like this on something this big, you don't want to put those in together. So I would take the smaller one because you know what? You're going to use it up here, right? Okay, so you see how I'm kind of doing it this way?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got the 4, and then I'm going to do one down here to make that match. Then I'm going to put one right here, make that match. That's the thing, I just kind of keep going back and forth, so.
April says that every year her kids get to pick an ornament, and her son's been picking Avengers for several years. So it sounds like April might have an Avengers themed tree eventually, which would be really fun. A superhero tree? That'd be pretty cool.
So when I was doing this, I noticed that I have an empty spot here, so I'm going to stick a little piece in there. Okay.
We don't typically do a themed tree, but we sometimes match certain elements of it to like parts of the tree, if that makes sense. So like one year I did a lot of things with like buffalo plaid. So I did the wrapping paper in buffalo plaid.
Oh, yeah.
I did a tree topper bow in buffalo plaid, and our pajamas were buffalo plaid. So
Super cute.
a little bit of a theme, but not necessarily like the ornaments on the tree.
Well, my ornaments have to also match the wrapping
I-
paper.
I've seen the ornaments. They
Oh,
are.
and no tinsel, right?
Oh no, no.
No tinsel.
Kim, this is a great debate question. Colored lights or white lights on the tree?
White lights.
White lights.
Absolutely.
See, this is the beauty of our fake tree is that it does both.
Yes.
And I have this setting where it flips back and forth. So it goes colored and then it goes white.
Because it'll clash with whatever ornaments you have, right?
No, I am white all the way, and both of our trees are white because I won. My husband likes colored lights.
My husband likes colored lights too.
So his tree in his office, because I always put a tree in his office as well at work. So he has a tree, has colored lights on it just for him, so he can have his own tree with colored lights.
Yes, and is yelling in the comments saying, colored lights!
Yes, Although Kim's with us, white light girl, yep.
Okay. And you can put as many flowers or as little flowers as you want. So, okay.
That's looking great.
Now, we'll put a few of these in here.
Oh, I see Mr. Spider's back.
My little friend.
Yeah, little friend, he's hanging out right here. He must have come off of all of the greenery that you had picked.
I can't take the credit. My poor husband, he's the guy.
Oh, well, we
He's the
appreciate your
guy.
husband,
He's
yeah.
the guy.
Wasn't really a very nice day to go out and do it either, so
Not.
it was very nice of him.
Do you guys think it's gonna snow?
It already has snowed at my house.
Okay.
I'm hoping not. We got kids coming home from college and they need to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind a dusting, but I don't want it to be like feet of snow like we've had in years past.
Yeah. Most we ever had at our house was like 3 feet. That's just too much. Too much. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Right. And really, you just have to kind of just pull it around, take a look at it, see, what.
When you have mums like that and you push them into that oasis, will they open up more?
No.
Okay. They're pretty much stuck at this
Yep,
stage.
yep.
Okay.
And these guys don't get much bigger than that. And usually once they cut them and keep them cold, they usually don't do too much after that.
Okay.
Okay. So,
It's looking great from this side.
thank you. All right. So, now we're going to put the red bulbs on. And again, you know what? I just take, like these little, ornament hangers, and I use regular wire, but this is what I would have used had I thought about it. So that's why I brought it for you guys to show, just, flip it around. And,
Do you want to show it up a little bit closer
Sure.
to the camera? Like,
now these are just the regular bulb, ornament hangers that you buy, the little metal, get them in a pack.
and so you just squished the end down to make like a little pick.
Yep. Then really it just starts looking like a tree.
Oh, I love that little pop of color.
Yeah, and a little bit of shine.
You may have to find that you have to get a little bit of a larger or longer wire down at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put gold on here just so you can see what it looks like, but sometimes you just want to put like just one color, just fine. like I said, like you were saying, and you can put any color you want. Okay. Okay, this is the last one, you guys.
All right, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Once you get all the branches in, it decorates really quickly.
Mm-hmm. And so, here's the bow.
Is this wire edged ribbon that you used?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, you tied that long.
Is that like a little pipe
Pipe
cleaner?
cleaner. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, these are so little, and you could take some of this and put it inside. How's that look? Look okay?
Yeah, it looks great.
And you can do the same thing on the other side, where it stays up this way.
Brian says that it's looking good. Kim P says that it's gorgeous. It's looking awesome.
I can't tie anything without sticking my tongue out, sorry. And I can't color either, so. Okay. Okay. And then that way, you're going to have a bow throughout the back and the front, see? Okay. And if you choose to put the lights on, you certainly can do that. We can see how this goes. We can give her a whirl.
These are just the little fairy lights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got these on Amazon, super expensive. I mean, in comparison, you'll spend $5 for the same strand. Again, here it comes my frugalness coming out, but. Apparently I stick out my tongue when I do the lights too.
I like those kinds of lights since they're on the wire. You can kind of
Push
bend it to how you need, and the wire almost kind of hides itself.
Okay. Okay. All right, and there is the tree.
Wow.
Very cool.
All right.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Amy.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Does anybody have questions for Amy?
Oh, I'll answer some questions. Sorry.
We just got hearts and hearts and hearts. Everybody loves it.
All right. Well, contact me if you have any questions. I'll be more happy to answer them you have. All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Amy. We really appreciate you coming out and showing this gorgeous centerpiece that you could make for your Christmas table or to share with a friend. Thank you so much for joining us for our final 2021 episode of DIY with InRoads.
Yes, this was so awesome. I love how simple it was, but I mean, it looks expensive. It looks really, really nice. And you can find the list of supplies and how-to at our website, which is inroadscu.org/DIY, as well as all of the episodes from this year and the episodes from last year too, all on our website.
Yeah, on behalf of Aimee, myself, and Hannah, have a happy and safe holiday season.
Bye.